to let us entertain you, let us inspire you, let us make you laugh. You're going to have a great time. And before we get into anything else, let me ask you something. What time is it? It's time for Hot Topics. And joining me in the Hot Topics seat is none other than Juice Man Jonathan Shaw. Please welcome him.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening, sir. All is well?
All is very well.
All is well, yeah. So there's been a lot going on. So let's just get it out of the way. What are hot topics? It's what's trending on social media. It's what people talk about when they converge at the water cooler, at work. And the hot topic right now, the last time I checked my Facebook timeline, was the decision made about the cops in the state. So let's talk about that.
You sure?
We'll keep it PG. There's some children in the audience.
So, let me just paint a picture for you. A man is killed in police custody. The coroner says it's a homicide.
The coroner is a pretty educated man.
Correct.
He knows his stuff in forensics.
However, a judge has acquitted the 6 police officers who were involved, thus saying Freddie Gray basically killed himself. Because there's a man who's dead, it was a homicide, but none of these 6 cops had anything to do with it,
Yeah.
but he was in police custody.
What do you think? What's your reaction? A little fishy.
Yeah, it's very fishy.
Very fishy. Doesn't sound right.
But it's one of those things that it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening. And I remember many years ago watching the movie of Stephen Biko. And he was, again, in police custody. And at the end of the movie, they showed all these people who had died in police custody. And it was like brushing their teeth, falling asleep, tying their shoe, all these things that made absolutely no sense. And I'm thinking, okay, the more things change, unfortunately, the more things remain the same.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think it's disgusting. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep exploring that. But yeah, things have got to change for the better because it's getting worse. So let's talk about the Democratic rally that's going on right now. So we have a woman who potentially could be president of the United States. How many people feel great about that? Make some noise. Good? How many people are not so crazy about that idea? Okay, so most people like the idea. What do you think?
I think it's about time.
I think it's about time.
I think it's about time. As well
Hillary
too,
Clinton.
yes, with Hillary Clinton. They had a lady on today who was 102 years old, who was the honorary member of the Democratic Party, and she's 102 years old. And she remembers the time when, I think she was about 8 years old, where women couldn't vote.
Right.
So this is a monumental
It is.
step for women in the United States of America, and for her to live to see it is even a better achievement.
Absolutely. And how about Michelle Obama's speech? Did you hear that? Wasn't that moving? And I love what she said, when they go low, we go
High.
beautiful.
But there's also fallout from that as well too.
Fallout from that.
There's fallout from that.
Why? Did somebody else?
People are,
like that?
I love how the spin doctors work when it comes to media in some ways, where they're saying, well, she wasn't technically correct that slaves built the White House. So they're trying to pick apart that part of her speech and saying all this other sort of stuff. And I'm saying to myself, you know what? In the moment,
Yeah.
it's kind of like saying, well, yes, we believe this, but she was just speaking in general terms. She didn't say, well, okay, Yes, there were slaves who built it. Yes, there were free people who built it. There were, white people who also built it too. She was just living in the moment. And people tend to always want to pick apart and truncate what people say and then blow it out of proportion and all this other sort of stuff. So for me, the speech was moving.
It was absolutely moving.
And very empowering.
And it's going to go down in history. Haters are going to hate. But Michelle Obama, she knocked it out of the ballpark for everyone.
Well, if people don't hate, then you ain't doing something right.
You're not doing it right. Yeah, that's what I said. Pound to that. All right. So we have another tragic moment in history. Miss Cleo passed away yesterday at the age of 58.
Call me now.
She succumbed to cancer, so that's really sad.
The whole thing is sad. The whole thing is sad because people are making jokes about it in the sense to say, well, didn't she see her death coming? Because she was supposedly to be a person who could predict the future and all the other sort of stuff. And people are also making fun of her accent when she was. They call her an actress now. So I mean, death to anything is not good. Unfortunately, people are going again. Haters are going to hate, and people are going to say what they're going to say.
Yeah. It's a tragic thing. I mean, cancer is not a funny thing at all. But when Miss Cleo was hot, what was that, the late 80s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Everybody and their cat was, call me now. Every corner you go, call me now, call me now, call me now. And I had people in my neighborhood, because we were the only Jamaican family, come up to me and go, Nikki, I know Jamaican. You hear? What? Call me now! I heard that on late TV, Miss Cleo, she says that that's Jamaican. I said, no, it's not. It's Jamaican.
Well,
it's not, okay? First of all, Jamaicans would not say, call me now. They would say, what you call me for? You can't text.
I know.
And then punctuate with, that's Jamaican, 100.
Well, another thing that's funny as well too with Miss Cleo. Every year on the radio, we used to do a thing called, instead of the Grammys, we'd call it the Bammies.
Ouch, okay.
Which was the worst Jamaican accent for that year. She would always win.
It was bad. But I hear that her parents were Jamaican, so she was like Jamaican heritage, but I don't know what happened to the accent.
You mean Jamaica, New York, right?
Jamaica, New York. Yeah.
There's nowhere
There's Kingston.
There's nowhere for that.
Jamaica, Kingston, yeah. So that's what happened. But, when I was thinking about the Jamaican accent, it reminded me of the time when, Caravana is coming up this weekend. How many people are going out for Caravana? Make some noise. We've got some amazing elements of Caravana here, courtesy of Fuse. And I was thinking of the time I went out for, have some fun with some girls, Caravana time in a reggae joint. And I was spotted by a Jamaican fellow. Does anyone know what being spotted means? It means that you are the object of that person's desire for the entire night, whether you like it or not. So this gentleman comes up to me in a red, gold, and green leisure suit and long dreads. And you know what, if you may, I think I want to use this gentleman as an example of what happened.
Did he have on travel clocks?
Oh, you know what, go ahead. So, picture this now. He's behind me, does a beeline up to me and my girls, and I notice him, so I kind of look away because I don't want to make eye contact. It's getting really uncomfortable because I know where this dialogue is going to go. And the girls are giggling, they say, turn around, don't encourage him. So he comes up behind me and he says, I don't answer, I pretend I'm deaf. So he says, one more time. So the girls are turning around and I'm just, I'm in another place because I just want God at that point to just make me invisible. So I do a silent prayer in my head, God, make me invisible. But I hear, Ronan, behind me, so that didn't actually happen. So he says, Ronan. That's what they call people of my complexion usually. So I don't turn to him and he says, Tyler. That's what they call women with long hair. Don't say anything. keep looking. He says, oh, Brownie, Talia, Brownie, Talia, Brownie, Talia, Brownie, Talia, Talia, Brownie, Brownie, Talia. So I turn around, I'm like, yeah. Yes. Can I help you? He says, well, you never even call you. So I said, no, I've got a trick here. He says, me like you, me like you. Me like how you're red and thick. So everybody now drops their forks and knives are looking at him like, because he's, gathering attention. I said, thank you, yeah. He says, starts to stroke his beard of wisdom. And he says, remember, Pano, the thing say, you was a virgin. And my friend turns to him and she says, no, she's no virgin. I said, no, turn around, don't encourage her. He says, yeah, remember Pano, the thing say, you was a cancer. I thought he got it right. So my friend gets fed up with him and she says, look, if she's a cancer, you must be an STD. Oh! She went there. All right, we've got a great show for you tonight. You know what I'm doing? We're here live at Fuse 366 Queen Street East. It's the Nikki Clarke Show. They're going to go. We'll be right back. Fuse fan, thank you. It's Caravana time. Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. We have a fantastic woman. She is a leadership and lifestyle coach. Please welcome Kristen Owens to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Having me here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And you've got some fans. Make some noise for yourself. All right. So tell me a little bit about your background leading up to a leader in lifestyle.
Yes. So my background is I've been in the health industry for almost 22 years now. I look younger than I actually am.
For sure.
That's a good thing. So yeah, I've been both a nutritionist, personal trainer, and really what happened was growing up in health and working with clients in terms of digestion and weight loss, what I actually found was that when women were looking at losing weight, they would have the movement, they would have the nutrition most times, but they would never really get the results. And either they would get results and not keep it off, or they wouldn't get results. And so I thought, okay, there's got to be something that's missing. And so what happened was I started growing through my own personal development, and that's really where the transformation happened. I was experiencing transformation. I thought, oh, really working on who I was, working on what was going on inside, as opposed to always focusing on what I was doing. I was looking at, okay, who am I being, right? And so from there, I was getting these great results, and I thought, you know what? I should actually work with my clients in this capacity. And so that's what I did. And so I was actually got into areas of mindset, this sort of thing. And so now today I work with specifically women, Christian women, ambitious, purpose-driven Christian women, where helping them to get their mind right, focusing on what they're thinking about. Our thoughts are huge, and what we're thinking about comes out in our speaking. And so your words create your life. So where you are now is because of what you're thinking and what you're speaking. And so that's really what I do in my practice with women in the UK, in the States, all over the place.
Okay. How many children do you have, by the way?
I have 3 children. There's almost 14, almost 7, and almost 11.
Absolutely beautiful.
Only 3.
I have a husband. And a husband.
And I'm not the fourth.
And you're not the fourth. Let me make that clear. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
That's another show. But as I have 3 children as well, and I know that women are challenged to lose the baby fat after subsequent pregnancies. So is that one of the issues that comes to your table to help to get unstuck in terms of limited belief in thinking that can't lose weight after babies?
So that's what I coached on a lot of. Now it tends to be a lot of entrepreneurial entrepreneurial women in terms of business and really stepping into that confident and courageous self. But regardless, it always comes back to mindset. If you believe that, oh well, my mother was this way and her aunties were this way.
It's in the genes. Can't do anything about it.
Exactly. So what's happened there is as soon as you have that belief, you could shut yourself off. Because it's all about perspective, it's all about how you see things. It's huge, it's everything. So whether you're looking at nutrition, getting healthier, same thing when I worked with nutrition clients, again, I would always end up going back to mindset because I would hear them saying things like, oh, well, you can do this because of whatever. It's excuses. So I always say, you either have excuses or you have results. Okay? You have both. So I say to people, so where are your excuses and watch what you're thinking and what you're saying because those sabotages within you are going to show up in your life.
Right, and it's an existential belief. I think, therefore I am, right?
Exactly.
So who comes to see you? What type of people and what are their needs?
Well, I would say the majority of women, they're Christian. I have other women that are not Christian, but they tend to, a lot of my marketing tends to be more to Christian women. Very ambitious and very purpose-driven. So, which leads into, the area of walking in integrity, putting your faith first before anything else, and really walking, keeping this is my wellness background, is, making sure your well-being is priority. Okay. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, we hear, you go on the plane, the stewardess says, make sure you put, if something happens, you put the thing on your face first before anyone else. It's the exact same thing with us, right, in our life. How often are you filling up your cup? And if you're not, there's no way you're going to be able to fill someone else's cup.
Sure. Yeah. And women are socialized to be the caregivers, right? We're the ones who nurture, and very often, like you said, we kind of put ourselves on the shelf.
Yeah.
So we have to fill our cups up first.
Yes, and make sure you're doing what makes you happy. So if you're doing something and you think, oh, I should be doing this, you should be doing it. Because we have all the shoulds on our shoulders, right? The shoulds, you're shooting all over yourself.
Oh.
Are you shooting all over
Until tonight. But I'll use it frequently.
You want to make sure you're not shooting all over yourself.
Okay.
I should be doing this because this is what my family thinks I should do. I should be just working at this job because I should be doing it because I went to school and I paid all this money. What do you really want to do? Right? And it all goes back to not what we're doing is, okay, what's going on inside? Always going back to internal. Your inner world creates your outer world.
Okay. So really nurturing your intrinsic values then. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about business and faith. Is there an overlap or is there a challenge being a Christian in business?
If you think there's a challenge, then there is a challenge. Okay. Always. So for me, it's just part of my life. God is first in my life, and everything else is second. And so basically, what that means is that whatever you believe is a challenge is going to be a challenge in your life. So I believe that for us to be successful in whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's health, business, whatever, we're talking about business, you need to put God first. And when you do that and you make Him first in your life, everything else will be added unto you. Okay? And there's a person who says that. All right? Good.
He's the source of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has your life been transformed by doing this work? You've been doing it for how many years now?
Well, in the industry for 22.
22.
And, there's been evolutions.
Yes.
But really it's me walking through, what I teach
Yes.
is really what I'm walking.
Okay.
So I make sure when
You walk the talk.
Exactly. That's integrity.
Okay.
So if I'm going to be telling you that you should I don't like to say should, that encouraging you to do something, I make sure that I'm doing that too. Because otherwise I'm not in integrity, right?
Right.
And the thing is that when you're walking in integrity, and this is all about transformation, people are going to see that. People see, they feel it.
Yes.
You send off a vibe.
Yeah.
They know what kind of person you are right from the get-go. That's
They
transformation.
can feel the authenticity.
Exactly.
And people know when they're being sold to.
Exactly.
So, and so leadership by example.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
So where can people find you, Kristen?
www.KristenOwensCoaching.com.
having you here. Thank you for your pearls of wisdom.
Yes,
and we'll check you out another time. Thank you. Kristen Owens, everybody. She's an amazing woman. She has such an inspirational story that she's going to share with you today. She is one part of the company called Wonderful World Kids. Please welcome Vanessa Smith. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, no, it's great having you here. And I'm just amazed at, your strength and your courage in what you do, giving back. So let's tell everyone then how this all started. Why Wonderful World Kids?
Okay, why Wonderful World Kids? It is me and my boyfriend. Unfortunately, he is incarcerated, and it came about because of that. He caused enough destruction in cities, neighborhoods, and Toronto. And from the last 2.5 years now, he's been rebuilding himself as a man, as a father, as a community leader. So now he wants to come out and rebuild a community which he caused so much havoc and destruction in. And the way to target it is with the kids that we have now.
Okay, how long has he gone away for?
How long has he been in initially?
Yes.
Overall, in the last 10 years. So.
And he's coming out?
December.
Okay, this is December.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So something happened, he got an epiphany and he realized that he had to make right from some of the wrongs he did.
Yeah, I am considering father of teenagers.
How many? Three. Okay, how old?
17, 14, 15, and then my son, which is a step. So,
Okay.
15.
Wow, you got amazing skin because you look like a teenager, I'm sorry.
I have one, he has 3, so collaborated, it's 4.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
So,
I understand family collaboration. All about that.
yeah, so it was that inspired the fact that if you wanted to continue the life of crime or you want to start changing and making a difference, and what better way to start within your own household.
Okay, so what has been done on the outside because you're the link for him?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now what we're doing is planning Wonderful Kids, which we're going to do a fun day. That's going to be the kickoff for it. That's going to be a back to school event where we'll have just kids enjoying bouncing castles, mini talent shows, getting school supplies, certificates for back to school certificates for uniforms, the kids that do uniforms. That'll come up during the end of August. And right now, I do have one of my girlfriends here actually that's going to be a great supporter in this. Back there.
Hey! Thank you for doing what you do.
As females, we're starting our own group attached under Wonderful Kids for monarch beautiful butterflies. So it'll be 2 females where I find now a lot of our young girls are growing up, no morals, no values, everything's being lost.
Do you find that, audience? Do you see that happening
The
with
same things
the
that we
girls?
grew up actually cherishing, the girls have no respect for no more. So let's get our girls, which will bring our boys in. That's the way to get them.
Okay, and I love the butterfly theme because that's my logo. Yeah, the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly, the metamorphosis. Now, speaking to girls and some of the things that I see that's very, it's a little bit of a concern. Even for the preteens that I mentor, say about 9 to 12, they're mean to each other.
Yeah.
They say very nasty things to each other. There's a lot of pulling down through words.
And that pulling down the words comes from looking and around and getting the praises from boys, and this girl is better than that girl, and that girl is waste, or this girl is that. It is all because we forgot who we are as women, which our little girls are now not even factoring who they are becoming because we tear each other down as females, grown females. And we have to fix that for our daughters. for our nieces, for our little cousins, you name it, it has to be done in order for us to, like, in order for the girls to actually realize what they want to be, how they want to preserve and see themselves, and other people will see them the way that they carry themselves.
Yes, absolutely. So we're trying to nurture queens.
Yes,
out there.
exactly. That's why that monarch. I know it's a cane theory, but hey, that's why they
It's regal. Yes, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
So how do people get involved? If they want to volunteer, if they want to sponsor, donate?
We are, oh gosh, that's very, very new. We're on Facebook, Instagram, is very much social media, Wonderful World Enterprises. And actually, Wonderful is spelled with a W-U. So not the WONDERFUL, it's WUNDERFUL.
Okay.
And it's Wonderful World Enterprises on Instagram, and on Twitter, it's Wonderful World _.
Okay. What do you teach your boys about, young ladies?
About the ladies?
Young ladies that are coming up.
Oh
What do you
gosh,
teach
I'm
them?
just trying to teach them to bring somebody home like me.
I'm just married your mom.
That's all I want. And have respect for the girls. Give them that much. You give a girl respect, she will go to the end of this earth for you. But if you have no respect for her, what do you, and little girls pride themselves on what guys think of them. You look at a girl and tell her she's beautiful, you're looking at her from the inside. You're not telling her that she's pretty. Pretty is a color. You don't tell somebody they're pretty, they're beautiful. That's all I want them to understand. Do that. Be gentlemen.
She's not pretty, she's not cute, she's beautiful. I like that.
Open up doors. Yeah, tell her eyes are pretty. Do that. That's enough.
She's got a fantastic mind.
Yes, and she's smart.
soul.
Not that, oh, look at your body. No. Forget that part. Go on the inside of her. Look at her from the inside, and then you'll realize how good she is from the outside. Because outside appearances change.
They fade after a while, yeah.
Yes.
So it's about a spiritual connection?
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So when is the fun day again?
The fun day will be on the 1st of September, actually.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at Malvern Library Park. So
Okay.
right in the back between Mother Teresa and the big field in the back.
Okay, what time?
It is a 12 o'clock event until 8 p.m.
Okay.
I know it's almost the day before, but it's okay.
So lots to eat,
And
DJ.
everything, free admission, free food, everything is just free. We have stations set up, we have the young girls will be doing plenty of things, face painting, nails, little mini talent shows, so everybody will walk out a winner. There's no first, third, second prize, anything. Everybody participates, we'll get something.
That's it. That's what happens on our show. Everybody's a winner here.
Yes.
Tell us, where can people find you?
As stated, I have Instagram, which is Wonderful World spelled WUNDERFUL Enterprise. So that's Wonderful World Enterprise, sorry, on Instagram, and on Twitter, it's Wonderful World _ So just Wonderful World _ on Twitter.
Fantastic. Vanessa, thank you so much. I'll see you at the barbecue September 1st. Yeah. Wonderful job. We'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back. We have another incredible person here beside me. Robert Craig is known as the light bulb strategy guy, and he's a motivational coach, and he's an author of the light bulb strategy, 7 steps to switch it on and lead a brilliant life. Please welcome him to the show. My pleasure. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm loving it. It's an amazing night at Fuse, and it's Caravan Luki coming up, and it's the summer. So
Yeah, so much energy in the room. It's incredible.
so much great energy. Yeah, make some noise for yourself. Fabulous summer. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background leading up to what you do.
Well, my background really is from the corporate world. I work a lot in strategy and training and operations and project management. I do real estate investing, but my real passion is personal development. And I've been studying personal development for about the last 20 years. And I felt that there's just a lot of content out there. And there's so much content that it's so hard to comprehend it all and how we can improve ourselves personally. So I try to package it up a little bit differently, and that's why I wrote the book, The Light Bulb Strategy.
Okay, so there's 7 steps to switch on and lead a brilliant life. So can you give us maybe the first 3?
Sure. So the first step of the light bulb strategy, step 1 is to change a light bulb.
Okay.
And when I talk about changing the light bulb, I don't mean, literally changing the light bulb. I mean, it could be changing the people you hang around. It could be changing the way you think. We have limiting beliefs. And I call that 60-watt light bulb thinking. And so, it's rated right on the light bulb, 60 watts. It's a limited belief of the light bulb, right? So in my book, I'm turning you into a light bulb and then showing you how to lead the most brilliant life. So our limiting beliefs, we have things like, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. I can't afford to do that. And so that's 60-watt light bulb thinking. So what do we need to do to become a 100-watt light bulb, a 1,000-watt light bulb, a 5,000-watt light bulb? We need to change the way that we talk to ourselves. So instead of saying, I can't do that, change the question around and say, how can I do that? And by our very nature, we are goal-seeking creatures. So when we start asking our brains our question, our brain goes out to try and find the answer. So step 1 is all about changing the light bulb. And what I do is actually I have a blueprint, and it's a standard incandescent light bulb. And because I really want to make it really easy to understand, so I like to use a metaphor of a light bulb. And so the bottom of the light bulb, the base of the light bulb, the screw cap is the core. And it's who you are. It's represented by your beliefs, your values, your habits, your behavior. And it's just who we are. And then, so habits, I use the metaphor in the book, the dimmer switch. And the dimmer switch is just to explain it a little bit more, so if you have positive habits, so I call them habits of brilliance, then your dimmer switch is very high, and your light bulb is giving off a lot of brilliance.
What's considered a positive habit?
Well, a positive habit would be, it could be, exercising right, reading, spending, proper time with your family. All these are positive habits of brilliance. Negative things, could be smoking, drinking, some of these things.
Value to you.
Yeah, so it could burn out your light bulb for good, right? So some of these things, right? Yeah.
All right, what's the second step?
So the second step is represented by the coil, the screw cap of the light bulb. And in my book, I talk about, it's 3 lines that represent the screw cap. And it's about what is your overall mission in life, your vision, and then your goals. And the reason why the screw cap is significant there is that they're all intertwined. Your goals lead to your vision leads to your mission. And I use the analogy, so if you took a light bulb and it had no grooves, it had no screw cap, and you put it into a ceiling fixture, what would happen? It would fall out, right? So that's why it's so important to have richly defined grooves, so that when life knocks you off course, and it will,
From time to time, yes.
this will help you stay secure in place. That you have a path that you know what you're doing.
That's a great analogy. And what about number 3?
So the third step is it's the actual contact tip of the light bulb. And it's where your light bulb gets its energy. And there's a bunch of things that does that. So it is your physical fitness, so it's your health. Your health is your wealth, right? It's also your finances, and of course it's relationships. So the third step is where your light bulb's going to get its brilliance, where its energy from.
Okay, so surrounding yourself with positive messages and the right people who are going to uplift you, right? Yeah, and it's just part of growth where you transition out of certain relationships. However painful it may be, it's part of the whole journey of moving on to the next level. Would you say that?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. The one thing I love is the 4th step you just talked about, having support. And that's what the 4th step is. It is the glass support step that comes up from the light bulb. And so the first step is who you are, what you want to do, how you're going to do it, where you're going to get the energy from, and then how you're going to do it. Mentors how are you going to do it? It could be reading books. I call it the book light. So a lot of great content out there. Find out what your subject passion is and read about it. It's a very inexpensive way to learn that. The other way is mentors, and I call them your guiding lights. So mentors in your life. And I'm going to use the story of a supervisor who had a factory, and one of his machines breaks down, so he calls in a repair person to come in. And this guy comes in, he's got his little toolbox, and he looks up to the machine, and he puts his ear up to the machine, and he's looking around the machine, and he reaches in his toolbox, and he pulls out a little hammer, and he taps on the machine, and the machine lights up. And the superintendent is so thankful for this. And the repair person puts his hammer away and leaves, and then later he sends an invoice to the superintendent. I think it's an invoice for $1,000. And the superintendent goes ballistic. He says, well, I'm not paying this invoice until you properly itemize it. And so he gets another email a little bit later saying, for the tapping of the machine with a hammer, $1. But for knowing where to tap, $999. And that's the power of mentorships, of having mentors in your life, is that they can show you where you need to tap.
Now, we speak of mentors, and you have how many children?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys. How old are they?
They're 21, 19, and 14.
Okay. And I know that one of your sons wrote something.
Yeah, so it really was the inspiration for writing my book. And can I show the letter with you?
Absolutely. You want to get a letter? Yeah. I think it's just so brilliant. So which of the sons wrote
this is my youngest son. This is Nicholas. Yeah. He's 12 years old when he wrote this. And I came home one day, and this letter was on the desk in my home office. And it says, Dear Father, I am giving this $15 gift card to you. It was a Tim Hortons gift card, it doesn't like coffee. It says, I'm giving you this $15 gift card to you as a token of my gratitude for inspiring me to do great things when it comes to reading, business, strategy, and not giving up. I hope that one day I will inspire you and my children as much as you have inspired me.
That's beautiful.
I have a glass cabinet at home where I have a lot of authors signing books. I collect signed books. This letter sits in the middle of that glass cabinet.
It sure.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. So where do people find the book from?
So the book is, you can get it on Amazon. You can also go to my website, which is www.thelightbulbstrategy.com. And it's available there. And you can get it in hard copy, or there's also a digital version available there.
Do you have any speaking engagements coming up?
Yeah, I do speaking engagements. I've just talked to a lady, and I'm going to do one, it looks like it's going to be September. It'll be it's part of a fundraiser for 6 Kids Hospital, so I look forward to that in September.
Amazing. And how can people find you?
So you can go to my website. It's www.thelightbulbstrategy.com, and you can send me an email, and it's robert@thelightbulbstrategy.com.
Okay, Robert, great. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you're very story. Robert, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We've got a beautiful makeup artist extraordinaire. She is the owner of Amanda Reid Makeup, Toronto-based makeup company. Please welcome Amanda Reid to the show. Thanks so much, Nikki, for having me. I'm really happy that you're here. We've been, talking back and forth, and I'm glad that finally the day has come where we get to meet face to face, and the magic happens here. To see how it unfolds here. The Nikki Clarke Show. When I invite people, they're not really sure until they're here, and then they get it.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll see what my method of madness is all about.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't feel
bring
like
the community in one room.
All
share
share
stories.
stories.
So, you've got a really interesting background. You school.
Yes.
And then you switched to the makeup business. How did that happen?
Yes, well, my parents were horrified because I abandoned my lawyer path to go into hair and makeup. And you know, I mean, one of the real reasons that I left the legal path is because we spend most of our life working. And so I knew that I liked law. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was really, really important to know your rights and the structure of the legal system and how everything worked. But I knew at the end of the day, I could not get up every single day and, you know, read law books. I wanted to do something that was fun, something that didn't feel like work, and something that made me happy. And those were literally my 3 criteria when I was trying to figure it out.
Okay, and sleep in a little.
Sorry.
That was one of my criteria for leaving the teaching field.
Yeah.
And sleep in after 9. That's too much information. But yeah, so you're now, when did you start the company? How long was that?
2005.
2005? So
Yeah,
it's been 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
And how was it in the beginning for you as a first-time entrepreneur?
It was so hard. It was incredibly hard. I mean, my background is not business. I just knew that I liked an art. I had an appreciation for an art. I liked that. But the business aspect, I had no idea. So for me, it was a lot of trial and error. And I was lucky enough to encounter some very business-minded people that offered me some guidance and did show me how to structure a business so that, you know, it's functional, so that it works like a well-oiled machine. And that, yeah, I did. I had a few. And thank goodness for them. I'm not even sure that they know what an impact they had on my career. And it's so important to let people know, you know, when they've really helped you along. Someone has to email them.
Right after the show. And you worked with some actors, right? You worked in the film and movie industry?
I did. For the first 3 years, that was my focus. When I left makeup school, if you asked me what I wanted to do, I would have said, I'm going to Hollywood, I'm going to work with Spielberg, I'm going to work with all the famous people. That was really my initial plan. But as I worked in film, and there's really nothing wrong with film, but it's a specific lifestyle. And it's very, very long days. It's actually very hard on the body. So it's very long days, consecutive.
Right?
It's a tough business to be in. But it is a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. But it really does have an impact on how you live. So you have to make a decision that you're going to be in it or you're not.
Yeah.
And so I left.
Yeah, well, you have to live up to what you sign up for as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely, yeah.
You'll learn really early what the reality is when you're full. So yeah, after the first year, most people just say, I can handle this. But you've been in it for 11 years. So this is fantastic. So tell me now about some of the services that you offer and for your clientele.
Okay, well, at Reid Makeup, we really specialize in bridal. Bridal is our main thing, and ironically, we specialize in South Asian bridal, so Indian, Pakistani, that sort of...
What's the difference between the types of makeup? Let's say the traditional...
Right, so Western makeup, which would be considered North America, South America, the Caribbean, that's most of those clients typically want to look like themselves.
It's to enhance their natural
It's really just about enhancement, whereas when you're dealing with a South Asian clientele, there is a really legitimate element of glamour and color and brightness and drama, and it's very distinctly different, very, very different.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But it's very fun. It's very fun because, I mean, when you do both, you get to dabble in a little bit of the natural and then a little bit more of that, you know, the Bollywood fantasy. So it's actually really great to be able to work with multiple cultures. And I mean, it's not limited to just Western and South Asian. We have clients from all backgrounds, literally all backgrounds. So I've got to see a lot of cultural differences.
So lots of diversity.
Lots of diversity.
The never go moment, I guess.
There really isn't. And And you know, when I swore that I would be in Hollywood, I never thought I would love bridal so much. But one of the things about working in film is that you don't get a thank you.
Really?
You don't really get a thank you. It's hurry up, right? You're always on the move. There's a lot of pressure. It's we need them now. When you work in bridal, which was a surprise to me, I didn't realize how wonderful the thank you was going to be, how great the appreciation was going to be for what you've done, what you've contributed to someone's day, to their memory. And so that really was something that drew me in further and further. And now I'm just completely in love with it. I absolutely love it. It's wonderful.
That's amazing. Well, I would say there's latitude and gratitude, you know.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what do you suggest for makeup tips for, say, the summer or rolling into the fall?
Yeah.
What are some of the trends out there?
Well, I mean, the trend right now, if you turn on YouTube or if you go on Instagram, the trend right now is a lot of makeup. It's almost like we're reverting back to the 80s where you just did a lot of stuff. And I'm not sure, maybe some of the men in the audience won't understand these terms, but the women might have heard contouring, baking, right? Baking your face. And baking actually comes from drag queens. Drag queens used to highlight underneath their eyes and use a blow dryer and literally bake it. And so this has actually sort of evolved into something that everyday people are doing, maybe not the blow dryer, but actual baking. So it's got a little bit out of control. My tip to people for summer is less is more. The more you put on your face, the more maintenance you have to do. You want to do less, you want to do thinner products like stains, foundations that have less pigment, so things that are more sheer, less opaque, something that you can see through, so you skin through. For fall, what's great about fall is that you can get into the richness of fall, the colors, you know, those wine colored lips and earthy eyeshadows. Those are really fun to play with, and you can really play with different textures. Things that are more creamy, because as we go into colder weather, you want things that are going to keep your skin more moisturized and hydrated.
Those are great tips. Do you see a lot of men coming to you now using makeup?
No. I do end up doing quite a bit of men because I do work in corporate makeup, which is corporate and commercial makeup is the very, very dry stuff. It's the stuff that you don't even notice makeup is involved in. So say you go into the bank and you're standing in line to speak to the teller, and you look at the wall and you see a poster for a mortgage, a teller and maybe two young married couple having a chat. That's what I do, the dry stuff. But it's fantastic. It's really fantastic.
11 years down the road, it's got to be your passion project for sure.
It does, because it's very hard. I think what they don't, when you go to makeup school and you're very excited about your career, they don't tell you clearly enough how hard it's really going to be. It is a very, very difficult path. If you decide on a career in makeup or hair, you better love it, because it's not going to be easy. Not to sustain it. Not to sustain it and not to thrive at it. It takes a very long time.
What's the difficulty? What's the challenge? Is it the time? Is it the personality?
It's very inconsistent in terms of getting work, right? Because you're building clientele and you're trying to make contacts. So it's just hard in terms of consistency. You're not very good because you just started, right? So you think you're good, but you're actually really not in comparison to the professionals that are already out there. Yeah. So now in terms of skill level, you're working to catch up to who's actually out there working. Okay. So that's a challenge. And then the other challenge is trying to figure out how long you can stick it out. How long can you be broke for and be happy, right? It's very hard, and I think any entrepreneur can relate to that. Any entrepreneur can relate to the struggles at the beginning, and then it's getting gradually easier and easier and easier.
Just hanging it in.
Hanging in, that's all it is. Persistence. Yeah.
So where can people find you?
So you can find us in a few places. The best place is our website, www.amandareid, that's REID, makeup.com. Also on
Thank you. We'll be back. How are you doing? Good, thank you. Good, good. You look lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's because of you. It takes a village to put this together. So tell me now about Lava Girl accessories. You've got a line of jewelry that you sell.
Yes, I have an accessory line. It came about when I was making handmade crafts. After my mom's passing, it was a way for me to release my grieving and outlet. And then from there, I would select prefab items and also handcrafted items of my own and so.
Okay. And how long ago did the company start?
It started about 4.5 years ago, officially. Yeah.
Okay. And you were in some of your accessories now?
Accessories, bracelet, and earrings.
Yeah. Okay. And you also do some other things too with sweets, my favorite thing.
Yes.
I have a sweet tooth, you know that.
I know, and I brought you a little pump.
Look at that. She made a chocolate little pink pump for you.
I know you love heels, and I know you have a sweet tooth, so.
I do.
Yeah.
It's a perfect combination. Thank you so much. That's amazing. So where do you go to get your materials? What type of things do you make?
Well, I do cake pops. I make also chocolate pops, pretzel rods, Rice Krispie treats, depending on what the client wants. I know you have a sweet tooth cake. Depends on what the client wants for their occasion.
Okay.
And I got into that accidentally. I didn't really want or was looking to go that way, but Philippians 4:13 says, "You guys can do all things," and I know that came upon me. I didn't look for it; it came upon me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing how things happen that way because I went through a pretty emotional time. It was a very difficult breakup in 2006, and I was looking for something to just kind of ease my pain and to meditate upon that was positive. So I took up jewelry making, and no one taught me. I just thought, okay, I'm going to make some earrings. I'm going to put together this necklace because I don't see what I like out there, in the store. So I started to wear them to the office. I was teaching at the time, and then I'd walk in, and then my peers would say, "Well, where'd you get that?" I said, "That was great." And so I made it. And they're like, "Well, okay, you know what? I'll give you a couple of bucks. Can you make me something for a wedding?" And then it became a business.
Yes, exactly.
So it's amazing what you can do when you're not expecting it.
Exactly.
So what's next for you?
There's so many other things. I do, as I mentioned before, makeup. So I'm not sure, maybe perhaps later on we're looking into maybe product line along the way. There's so many things, because there's so many seeds that are within me, and I know God is just going to explode them one day.
You got another seed coming in. October. Congratulations. And do you know which boy or girl? Do you know
It's a
gender? It's a girl. Oh, congratulations. And how many children do you have?
I have two. I have a son and I have a daughter.
Okay, that's nice. Do you have a name picked out already?
Not yet.
Francine. Francine Jr. That's what you got. Or Nikki Jr. I'm good with that.
All right.
Francine Nikki or Nikki Francine. How about that?
I'll put them on the list.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I just want to thank you for everything you do for the show and enhancing my image. So thank you so much. And where can people find you? You want to let us know?
I can be found on social media under Tony E. Sculpting. That's my makeup page. Under Lava Girl Accessories.
All right, we have a very brilliant author on the show. She has put together a book of prose poetry called Between These Thighs. Please welcome Arlene Hunter to the show. Welcome.
That's a great show going here.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing.
Yeah, make some noise again, audience. You're amazing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what brought you to writing a book. So, what were you doing before?
Well, during the daytime, I'm an early childhood educator, something that I share in common. So I work with preschoolers from the ages of 2.5 to 4. But I've always been interested in literature and poetry. And I was really just writing just for fun. Writing just to heal myself from my difficult childhood and to sort of step into my sense of what it is to be a woman. And the more I got interested in it, and the more I started to really pay attention to women, to listen to some of the different stories that women had to say, I just felt that I needed to just put together this collection of all of the things that were rattling around inside my brain about what women were saying to me over the years. And I came up with this collection of poems, which I named Between These Thighs, because I felt that, in retrospect, almost all of us come to the world from between the thighs. And so that is the reason why the picture on the cover of the book is a woman, in essence, in birthing position or preparing to greet her sexual partner. So much of who we are as women, we all, at some point or other, find ourselves in that position. And so that's the reason why the book is the way it is. And of course, it doesn't help for marketing, right? Something we've heard that sells very well. But I really like the analogy that you use, and all that is brought to life is through that particular avenue. Creativity, everything. So tell me now that you've put this book together, you say it's a collection of the voices that you heard from your environment. What were people telling you? Well, there are a lot of issues that come forward in the book, such as domestic violence, race, gender inequality, sexual expression, sexual orientation, sexual depression. So just all the stories that women had to say to me over the years about their health, about their relationships, about their struggles. And I felt that so many of those issues were so unique to women in particular. So I just did some research on some pieces, and other pieces were just the voices of women just at the end of the day. When I went to endeavor in my own creative process, those were the things that were coming out. So you said that you brought the voices, but you're also dealing with your own healing. My own. Can you talk a little bit about what that healing process was about? Growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with my mother, and I left home at a pretty young age, and didn't have contact with my mother for a long time. And during that time, she's here. Oh, yes, I was born in Jamaica, but was raised here in Canada with my parents. And during the time when I was separated from her, I was, of course, and as I was becoming a young woman, I was searching for how to become the woman that I am today. And so oftentimes I would seek out women and study them, and as a result, this project came into being. Were you looking for a maternal figure, I guess? I guess in a sense, and also trying to heal myself as well, trying to come to terms with not only my childhood, but really going into my own mother's childhood and talking to other relatives and finding out why she is the way she is and what sort of forces, were into playing in her life and why she decided to become the type of parent that she was. Okay, so now there's an understanding, and you bring that and you put the experience. Of course, not just an understanding of her, but understanding of our struggles, our unique struggles all of the different chapters in the book.
How many chapters are in the book?
It's broken up into 3 sections.
Okay.
1 minute. Between these thighs, delicate skin unfolds, cradle before birth, uterus of Mother Africa, children of her earth, broken chains of bondage, depth of ocean floor, verse of sojourner truth, ain't I a woman to you? Thunder and love come down, winds of freedom blow, mighty Nile overflows between these thighs.
I'm just putting your snaps for poetry. That was beautiful.
And this piece is very much sums up a lot of my political views in this particular book. And it's called the United Nations Report on the International Status of the Vagina. I am so deeply worried about the international status of the vagina. How ill-equipped it is to battle the penis wars and the current crises with ICES. How can the president address the union when intrauterine loses pace, when she takes time off work to procreate a new nation? I am so deeply worried about the international status of the vagina. In China, she is forbidden to reproduce more than once. In some countries, vaginas are prohibited to walk the streets alone at night, unless otherwise accompanied by big-footed penises. And the 6-inch mind state continues to predominate the world. I'm so deeply worried about the international status of the vagina. Why must they cloak themselves in the East and hide their magnificence from mother's son? How can anyone profess that vaginas are truly free? And as if we, in Western society, have cornered the market on uteral freedom. We, who continue to enslave vaginas mentally by allowing our sisters Reid to perform naked on tabletops, prostitute the streets, denouncing their birthrights in music videos, while the stereo surround sounds echo, echo, echo. That she will never be free, she will never be free, she will never be free. The pain the vagina has come to know in this global village dichotomy is a microcosm for gender inequality all over the world. Vagina is still such a young and inexperienced girl. She's molested and raped from state to state. Every day her status fluctuates like inflation rates. But the cost of living intrauterine remains largely unknown. Vagina is the unturned stone. And every month she bleeds for the sake of civilizations. Still, these disunited nations have yet to embrace the existence and the necessity of uterus family systems. I am so deeply worried about the international status of the vagina.
Wow. That's amazing. It's powerful. It's powerful. So tell me, what's next for you? You got the book. Are you involved in speaking engagements? You're going out in the community and working with women and men?
I'm actually working on part 2 of the book this summer, so I'm not doing any spoken word engagements for the next couple of months because I'd like to get this one on the shelf. Keep the momentum going.
Okay, and where can people find the book?
You can get the book on Indigo Chapters or Amazon, and also in ebook formats of Kindle and Kobo.
Amazing. And what does it retail for?
It retails for
or $15. All right. Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for, just being so candid about your journey and how it's a beautiful expression here in this book. So thank you very much for that. Everybody, Arlene Hunter. Let's look at her book. There we go.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about moonlight, candlelight, table dinners, just one night, then I'm home back with you. I don't need a reason to give you what you're missing. I want to be your business, but my love for you is sickening, girl. Oh, we can go on staring at each other, but you just might get a bit wetter. Girl, I don't mind swimming in your ocean. Oh, yeah. Girl, I don't mind swimming in your ocean. Oh, yeah. Girl, I don't want for you to feel like you're a precious baby. Oh, listen, 'cause I want it, and you want it, you both want it. So let's just get to loving, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about hotel, on the floor in the kitchen, all night, Hollywood everything. I don't need a reason to give you what you're missing. The one to be your business, but my love for you is sickening, girl. But we can go on and staring at each other, and you just might get a bit better. Oh, yeah. Swimming in your ocean, baby. Girl, I don't mind. Oh, I wanna swim your ocean, baby. Oh, yeah. You. Talk about you. Oh, I'm talking about you, baby. Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm talking about you. 'Cause girl, I don't mind. Oh, swimming in the ocean, yeah. I wanna swim your ocean, baby. Oh, yeah. Swimming in the ocean, yeah. Your ocean, baby. Oh, yeah. Y'all wanna go to Hollywood with me? You Hollywood living. Check. I want Hollywood living. Oh, yeah. I want Hollywood living with you. Oh.
Josh Clark, everybody. Yeah. That was amazing. That was a song that you wrote.
Yes, it's all
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Ocean.
Ocean. And what inspired you to write that song?
I mean, I consider myself a ladies' man.
Oh.
So, obviously by the lyrics, I mean, I'm trying to bring back R&B, real R&B, talking about how special a woman is. And I felt like I can do that on this beat and just modernize it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I made that video straight from scratch and just put it down in the studio, good to go.
Okay. So who are your influences then?
Influences, artists listen to? Oh, well, I like a lot of Miguel.
Yeah, you hear
life in general and relationships. Like most of my songs have to do with relationships. You know, so that's my biggest.
All right, so you're romantic at heart, aren't you?
I can't get it.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
So where do people get your music?
They can get my music right now. My single Payback is on iTunes. So if you guys search up Josh Clarke on iTunes, Payback, that's the song title. That was my single that I released not too long ago, about a few weeks back. And I got more music on YouTube. You guys should subscribe to my channel, Josh Clarke Music. And yeah, all my music's on there. My SoundCloud, Josh Clarke on SoundCloud. All my music's on there as well. And you know, we got more things coming up.
All right, so your performance is coming?
Yes, actually, August 25th, I'll be at Markham Convention Center doing something for this lady Davika. She hosts a show called Socially the Six.
Okay.
So we got myself, including Show Stevens, including Church Chisel, a lot of the big name artists that are doing.
We had Church Chisel on the show.
Yeah, man. So I'll be singing soon, August 25th. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a big night, big event. A lot of people, a lot of blogs, a lot of industry people coming out to, you know, support the cause. You know?
Okay, and that's the Markham Convention Center.
Markham Convention Center, August 25th.
Okay, and how much are the tickets?
The tickets are $15 for advance, $20 at the door. VIP, that's $25. So basically, for VIP, you get like a gift basket for the ladies, front row seating. You know, so if you guys want to see me up close, I got my band with me. So it's gonna be interesting.
So they can reach out and touch it.
Exactly.
No disrespect, no disrespect. People that like, how to close. Yeah, so I guess the burning question people have before you go is, are you related? And that was the question I asked you. So where are you from? Because, you know, Clarke is not common with the E at the end. You know? So, yeah, Tonisha Clarke.
Yeah.
So we're distant cousins. So what's up with us?
We
might be distant cousins. So your father's Jamaican.
My father's
He's a Clarke. Okay.
He's a Clarke. My mother is from Guyana, so she's half. So I'm half and half. You know, fully committed to the both sides.
You are? Well, that's fantastic. So tell us one more time, Josh Clarke, where can people get your music?
Everyone, my name is Josh Clarke, and you guys can find my music on iTunes. Just search for my name, Josh Clarke. I'll be there. SoundCloud, Josh Clarke. I'm on Twitter as well, Josh Clarke Info. My YouTube channel is Josh Clarke Music. Facebook is Josh Clarke. You guys just subscribe to me, and like music will be on the way. Like I have music ready for you guys. You guys just need to just reach out to me, and I'll be there for you. All right.